Have you ever noticed that you don't feel the need to explain yourself the way you used to? Like you understand something clearly, but you're not rushing to prove it, defend it, break it down for someone else. Sometimes growth shows up in what you don't feel the need to say anymore. Welcome back, Divine Collective. Welcome back to Oracle Rose Healing Tarot. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me today, Divine Collective, because there comes a point where awareness shifts the way you communicate. You start realizing that not every thought needs to be explained, not every feeling needs to be justified, and not every situation deserves your energy or needs your energy. This message is about that shift. And when your awareness becomes strong enough that you move differently, speak differently, and sometimes choose silence over explanation. But before we get into it, take a moment to like the video. When you like and share the video, it helps the messages reach the people and more people and help my channel grow, which I've been trying to do for a while now. So thank you guys. And so others can benefit from these conversations. And if you're into the messages like this, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Divine Collective, for helping to build the channel and for being part of this space. Thank you. And for all the new subscribers, and those are the ones who've been watching me since I started this journey on here on YouTube, thank you for coming back. Now, remember, take what resonates and leave the rest for the universe to recycle, okay? These are timeless readings, and whenever they catch you, that's the right time, okay? All right. Hey, Collective. I had to redo this video. I had like a mic check situation. Had got all the way through the reading, and then when I went back to watch the video, I was like, hello, hello, hello. There was no Oracle Rose. All right. So I was like, but you know what? This is an important message. So I'm going to reread it because, Spirit is always right. But before we get started, you already know I need to do a prayer. So here comes the bell, and mind your ears. I give thanks to the Most High Divine Spirit for being here, for surrounding us with healing energy, and for guiding today's messages. By the grace of the Most High and the Holy Spirit, this space is filled with love, peace, light, and all energies that do not serve our highest good are transmuted into love, healing, and renewing energy. Now let's step into this reading. Okay, collective. All right, so this, you see what we're going to be talking about, how to get to being unbothered. Okay, because that's really important for high vibing energy. You got to learn once you're on this healing journey, you're regulating your nervous system, and now you're not letting any outside forces get you to bind to the matrix, so to speak. Okay, so the first thing out is like we need to be in an energy so we can see things clearly. So we're going to be asking Divine where to start with that. And the first card out was the devil in reverse. Okay. Now you already know the devil upright is like limiting beliefs and what have you and all of that. But we're talking about the devil in reverse. So that means that we're talking about, being enlightened, being detached from the physical world. And that's what I just told you as we started. Okay. That you're going to have to learn how to be unbothered from the physical world. All right. And so what this is telling me that if you're in the reverse and you enlighten and what have you, you getting clear awareness on this healing journey. All right, because this card is about clarity. You understand something now, collective, is in a way that you didn't before, and that clarity feels solid. Okay, yeah, you're enlightened now. Okay, your awareness may be stronger than it used to be. So, pat yourself on the back because that means that this is working. All right, and you must be using the technique where you sitting with knowing yourself and letting yourself trust yourself and trust what you see. So your confidence is getting up there, collective. And that's a good thing because what you see, how you interpret life from your perspective is very important to your heart chakra. It's very important to your internal truth too. Okay? Not what others see. All right? So that's a good thing because you letting yourself know that. You letting yourself know that, you trust yourself. and you building your confidence. So that's a good thing. All right. Thank you, Divine, for that card. All right. So now that you're there, I know you already know, collective, that not everything needs an explanation. But every now and then we bump into people who are not on the healing journey. And so they get to asking why and what have you. So we're going to ask Divine, what's the best energy to be in so that we know, hey, not everything deserves explanation. All right. And what came out was the Two of Pentacles. Okay. It came out in the uprights, all right? So to me, when I'm talking about Pentacles, I'm thinking you got some balance. You know, it's two. Even though she's standing on her toe, she looked like she's balancing up here, you know? And so what this tells me is that, collective, you got some self-assurance going on, because you may be noticing that you don't feel the need to explain your thoughts or your decisions like you did before. Okay. And I'm getting in that space as well. It's just, it doesn't mean that we don't care, collective. It just means we're more grounded. We know what energy and how to use it in the best way. All right. And we may be becoming more comfortable with, our own understanding as well. Okay. So that's a good energy to be in. So I'm gonna tell you, you must be doing what I be doing. My whole technique is say less and mean more. Because that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at, collective. And it seems like that's where you at with it too. So that's good, because I'm trying to be intentional with my words and my energy. And so I can keep my energy focused and clear. And that's what that technique does. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. I'm glad things are working out. Let's keep on moving right along. Thank you, Divine, for that card. So you must be protecting your energy as well, because I've been doing that too. I haven't seen many people that I'm used to seeing, or I haven't spoken to as many people that I'm used to speaking to, but it's been for the greater good, okay? And so we're going to ask Divine, what is the best energy to be in just in this healing journey, okay? Because we are participating in our own rescue here. And what came out was the Lovers, okay? Now, you already know the Lovers is talking about duality, okay? Your masculine and feminine side within yourself. You see how the divine is above them, blessing the union between your inner self, your south node and your north node. Okay. All right. So what this looks like is, and what this card is telling me, that your energy is being protected. You can see it all up there with the angel. You know what I mean? That's good, collective. Because I'm going to tell you, every explanation takes energy, but your awareness helps you decide when something is even worth that energy and when it's not, you know? And it looks like that's what's going on, according to this card. You may be learning when and where to place your energy, and that's good. That means you must be using the techniques, collective. I know I have been. You know that one I told you about a few readings back, where it's called an energy check. I kind of think of it like a check engine light. If a check engine light comes on in your car, you immediately aware, like, what is that light? So it's almost like your energy check engine light. You ask yourself if the compensation is even worth your time or energy. You got to ask yourself, is it? You know, and whatever you decide is what's best for you. We're not trying to figure out what other people are trying to get out of whatever an interaction may be. Your first and foremost is to make sure that you are grounded and centered, and that you are protected in your own energy, okay? And to know that you're protected in your own energy by the most high divine, okay? So you're gonna have to let people have their perspective, okay? And I know that could be hard sometime in the conversation, because you want harmony in a conversation. And a lot of people are not really good sports, and they don't know how to agree to disagree, collective. So I know that could be a mess. So let's just ask Divine, what's the best energy to be in to let people have their perspective? And what came out was Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. Now you already know the Ace of Wands is about, trying to be new or whatever have you. But when you see it in the reverse right here, what it's telling me is that you might still be trying to convince others, but you need to be unbothered, when it comes to another person's perspective, because you don't know their path. Just like your path is personal to you, but we're having a collective experience for healing, a need for healing, collective. What this is telling me is that, you may still be trying to, want others to agree with you, and what you need to know is wanting others to agree with you can create unnecessary tension between you, because people can feel like you're forcing their hand, and that's not even needed for you to thrive. You don't need anyone outside of you to agree with anything you feel internally to you. They don't live inside of you, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, it would be cool if people were more empathetic and compassionate and sympathetic, but as you vibrate higher, you're going to meet more people who are like that. As you're healing, you're going to cross a lot of people who don't even know what any of that means. All right. And so once you put it in that kind of perspective, you can kind of give yourself grace and them too and be unbothered about it. Okay. All right. So you just got to get your confidence up when it comes to this collective, because that's what I have to do. And I have to do it on a daily. So we're going to ask the divine how to do that, how to get our confidence going without being distracted. And when I say when the card jumped out, you see the 7 of Wands jumped out. You see him. You see all the battle people in the background too. That 7 of Wands. You know what that be about. Okay. 7 of Wands. It always seemed like them 7 cards be about any kind of conflict or what have you. But looking at this, I'm just like, there's competition. You might feel some challenges, You might feel like you want to stand your ground. All right. And this is good, because this is what it's telling me is that your inner confidence is there, collective. You got real confidence, and real confidence is often quiet. It's not loud. The ones that's all loud, being bully and big bully bad, getting all up in your face, trying to just really do it. Come on. It doesn't need to be loud, explain, or proven. Look at him. He's standing up there like he's forging forward. Okay? So what this is telling me is that your awareness may be building a stronger sense of self-trust. And that's a good thing, collective, because you're gonna need that if you're gonna hang out and be unbothered. It doesn't matter. Male or female, it doesn't matter. Unbothered is unbothered, unmoved, unshaken, you know, peace be still. It's all good. So yeah, I see you doing the grounding technique. So just stay there, collective, stay there, stay grounded, because it's working out. Your confidence is growing when you rely on your own understanding. You don't need to rely on others' understanding. And the Most High Divine will help you have a peace beyond all understanding, so that you'll be able to live with your truth as long as you be honest and honor yourself. Okay. All right. So I know it works because it has worked for me as well. All right. Now, if these messages is hidden for you, take a moment to like the video and share with someone who needs this message. Now, your support helps this message reach more people, help my channel to continue to grow. So thank you, Divine, and thank you for being a part of this and helping to build this channel. This is a different type of tarot. It's beyond that gossip tarot. Gossip tarot will have your nervous system all over the place. Gossip tarot will have you looking out the window and loading your artilleries. You know what I mean? So, but you got to learn how to commandeer your own energy and settle yourself. Okay, and that's what Oracle Rose Healing is about. Participating in our own rescue, making sure that we're staying focused on us as the primary main character in our own story. Okay. All right. So then let me tell you how I've been getting around in this unbotheredness. I've been using silence. Silence is golden. Okay. And a lot of people don't know how to be silent because a lot of people don't know how to deal with solitude either. But I'm going to tell you, once you master solitude, you can master silence. Okay. And not in a way where you're trying to be, uh, like petty. No, you're just not responding because you genuinely are not going to give your energy to something. So, not responding is still a response, collective. All right. Sometimes silence says more than words ever can. Okay. So, let's just ask the divine, what's the best energy to maintain our silence? And what came out was the Six of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So, I don't know. I mean, Pentacles is usually about materialism and all of that, but we're talking Six of Pentacles in reverse. And so I'm thinking that, you know, um, somebody might have given you something, but look how the Pentacles are falling out. So maybe, it's like a threat. Don't. This is telling me that you using the silence like as a threat instead of the gift, a peace. You know what I mean? And so, and it could even mean that you're hoping you probably hoping that the silence will force some communication between you and the person when you're actually supposed to be truly unbothered, collective. So if you're truly unbothered, that means you can move through it with or without, whether or not you connect with that person, and still have the best energy and mind towards that person. You could actually be actively visualizing on the next time you talk to that person and how smoothly it would go. It would get you through the current time if you guys are not on good terms. It'll get you through being unbothered if you think of them at a higher, at a higher frequency. Okay. That's helped me seeing people in a better light. I don't cast people as victims in my or villains in my head, you know, because that keeps you in a mental loop of feeling like a victim. All right. But when I see them at their best in my head, I don't feel like a victim. I don't feel like they're after me. I don't feel like they're chasing me. I'm not convincing myself that someone's doing something. Okay. All right. And how I came to that kind of a technique is using the pause before speaking. You know, there's been times when I didn't have people pop off on me, and all I could do was pause because the moment would be so Black Mirror, or Twilight Zone. If you know what that is, that's throwback. Twilight Zone ish. And people are just sometimes they just really wild out in their responses and expressions, and they think you're supposed to treat them as normal in that moment. It's hard, collective, but if you pause, that's going to help you because taking a moment to help you decide if a response is even needed might even be the best thing. Okay. So you got to move with intention. I move in silence. That's always been my MO before everybody was saying it on social media because I don't need anybody tracking me like that. But we need to move in with intention. So we're going to ask the Most High Divine, what would be the best energy to be in to do that, Most High? Let's ask. All right, we had two come out. I'm going to put them back in so we can get a clear line here. Let's see. We'll get one from the Most High Divine. All right. And a Three of Swords in reverse. It's in reverse. You already know. Those swords in reverse could mean that, it was going to be a mess. But in reverse, it's still confusion and sorrow, but to a lesser degree. Okay. So you're moving it with intention. You're not reacting, okay, the way you used to. You're thinking, you're choosing, you're moving with more intention. And so what this card is telling me is that even though you might have some reactive habits, collective, you're still doing them to a lesser degree. You're starting to get more and more unbothered, okay? Your old patterns still might be showing up, when your emotions get up there, but you're not going into full crash out, which is good because that means that's a good sign of healing. That means that those old wounds are healing up. A lot of stuff is not bothering you anymore. And if you using the technique where I call them techniques, but if you using intentional pauses before you act, before you speak, just slowing down is better because that puts you where you actually being proactive instead of reactive. Okay. That means that you're actually in control, and you're actually in control of the only person you can be in control of ever, which is yourself. Okay. All right. So once you put it in perspective, then you know that those boundaries, that means that nobody can have come past your boundaries. You can't go past anyone else's boundaries. But a lot of times we find ourselves explaining what our boundaries are. No, we need to embody what our boundaries are. So that means that you're going to have to learn how to do the boundaries without an explanation. So we're going to ask the Most High Divine, what's the best energy to be in to do that? Okay. So our spirit guides, let's ask. And Three of Cups came out. It came out up, it flipped over and upright. Okay. And thank you, Divine, for this. Okay. Because you already know Three of Cups mean we working together. Friendships. Everybody is together, collaborating and doing well. So that means that you don't always need to have a long explanation to set your boundaries, collective. Sometimes a simple no is enough, you know? And this card is telling me that you got clear boundaries and the people around you, they know what they are, and hopefully they're being respectful of them because y'all all getting along, you know? So your awareness is helping you collective define your limits and letting people and define them clearly so people know what it is. Okay. And I'm happy for you. You're doing well. This is working and I'm glad that it is. You know what I mean? So I mean you must be out here just I do it. I just set simple boundaries. I'm not trying to make people walk on eggshells around me. That's not what I need. I just want reciprocal respect. And that's probably what you're doing too, collective. That's all you're doing. So keep your boundaries clear and direct and make them strong and stay unbothered. You're doing well. We're doing well. We got it. We got it. All right. So we're growing and I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling it in my heart space, in my heart chakra. And I know that the fact that we're moving differently now is a sign of our growth, collective. We're not the same version of ourselves anymore. I'm not even who I was 3 months ago, let alone the middle of last year. The middle of last year, oh, I was someone different. I was different, but I'm better today. And so we're growing. So we're just going to ask for a confirmation card on that. Ask Divine, what's the best energy to stay in our growth? And what came out was the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this Four of Pentacles, you know how the cards are. They just fall like how they do. But this is just telling me that this is like, we got to be, you know, um, less possessive about anything to be unbothered. Don't try to control it. You know what I mean? What this is telling me, don't doubt your growth. You know, don't because you have to be for certain to have a clear signal when you are manifesting. And doubt is a manifestation killer. Okay? Doubt anything that's not any energy that's not of the most high divine actually slows down the good energy and can also eliminate it in some if you transmute it hard enough, if the momentum take off. But just know we're still growing and the growth can be subtle, but it's still happening. And people are noticing it too, collective. And it don't matter if they do, just know that you notice it. If you feel better and you putting out good energy and you're feeling well and you're not harming anybody and you know that you're not harming anyone and you're not sending out dark thoughts and evil eye and and saying anything ill on anyone's name, you don't have anything to worry about. Acknowledge your progress. And that's all you got to do. And recognize that your growth is strengthening your confidence. That's because it's the truth. Collective. Pat yourself on the back because you are who you say you are. All right. So we're just going to move it forward in peace because that's what it's all about. A lot of people out here are not even at the point on their timeline when peace even looks like it's even in the immediate horizon. I was just telling someone I was talking to a couple of days ago how the divine has brought me from a whole energy of being discontented with life in general to having peace and joy today. So I'm here to tell you guys that this is true. It's true. It can be true for you as well. That we are all um, this is our birthright to tap into this abundance and this love that's from the Most High Divine. Okay, so we're going to be moving forward in peace. All right, because you already know, collective, you don't need to prove yourself to move forward. Clarity allows you to walk in peace. Okay, so we're going to ask the Most High Divine. We're just going to stay in the energy. Whatever comes out is what comes out, and the Hangman in reverse. Okay, now you already know when the hangman is already in the upright, he's doing whatever he's doing as far as like just trying to get himself together and get his thoughts and everything together. But we're looking at the hangman in reverse, all right? And so we just got to make sure that we're not getting impatient as we're moving forward in peace or restless, okay? Because remember that. We just said you don't need to prove yourself, all right? So this is just telling me if it's coming out in reverse, don't seek closure from other people. You don't need to. It's not going to add to your journey, you know. You don't need it. Waiting for others to understand you can delay your peace. It's not you don't need people to understand you for you to have peace. Claim your peace. Claim your peace, collective. Choose your peace. Okay? All right? Because letting go of the need to explain creates emotional freedom. And that's what we're trying to get to: emotional regulation, emotional freedom, emotional clarity. Now, I pulled out the Celestial Insight cards, Oracle cards, just to get some messages out here from the Divine Most High on how to maintain this unbothered energy, okay? Because this is what we need to do. I've already did a shuffle. I'll do a cut, because we want to make sure we can get to the cards the way that they come out. Okay. All right. So Divine, thank you for these messages. Let's just get a few messages on how we should maintain in our unbothered energy, things to watch out for on this journey, anything that we can something flipped up in here. Okay. So what came out was time. Don't be unbothered about time. It's if you really want to know what time is, check out what year they are at in Ethiopia and where we are here in the US. And you'll realize that time is a man made construct. And so you should be unbothered by it. Okay. Time is your greatest ally for growth. Okay. However, and heal it. But you got to make sure that you're not rushing through life. Okay. Trust and timing are the things patience will bring, and results you'll reach. Okay, you'll seek. Okay, you'll get those. All right, thank you, Divine, for that card. All right, and we're going to be asking for some more here. Let's just see what we can get out. All right. One tried to jump out. Okay, here we go. All right, synchronicity surprise. All right. Life coincidences are often the universe's way of guiding you. Have you noticed unexpected synchronicities? These signs may be helping you to find your path forward. Pay attention. All right. Just know you're going to get signs and synchronicities too that tell you you can remain in these unbothered energies. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Let's see what else the Most High Divine will give us. You got to have patience to stay unbothered. Collective, it's true. He's so cute under the tree there. All right. You got to just relax and ground. Okay. Thank you, Divine, for that. All right. We're going to get one more to go ahead and close out this spread. Ask the Divine for one, Most High for one more, please. One more for the collective. A message. Maintain the unbothered energy. Okay, so this one says link attract. You are attracting people and opportunities that align with your energy. Are you dissatisfied with your current surroundings? Shift your mindset and energy. and you'll begin attracting what you desire. Thank you, Divine. Thank you. Okay. Now, those, thank you for those message, all right? I'm just going to say, Divine Collective, sometimes growth looks like silence, not because you don't have anything to say, but because you already understand. And what's understood doesn't need to be explained. It resonates in your spirit. Okay. Now you got to understand, resonance is a knowing. All right. And as you heal, your resonance and your knowing in your spirit is going to become more and more familiar in your intuition. Okay. Just know we're doing healing here. And when healing becomes you and you participate in your own rescue, you're on the move. So, collective, go forward, shining brightly, knowing divine spirit is guiding every step. All right. So, until next time, take care.